Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the 2025-26 home opener for your post-university women's basketball team. The Eagles 0-3 coming to the game, facing off against an AIC team that is 5-0. Just getting ready for tip-offs. Lineups were just done by myself. We're a little short today. Joined alongside graduate assistant Leah Lockwood for this one as the tip is up, and it's won by AICs. We get underway here from the Drumner Center. Eagles, like I said, coming into this one 0-3, 5-0 AIC. A quick steal and turnover there for the Yellow Jackets, and Green's going to bring it up the court. The Eagles only 7 active players today due to some injuries. Alyssa Rosignol, Cameron Porter, Tiara Tyson, Claire Green, and Emma Carmen, your starting 5 for post. As Porter's going to move in, and it looks like she's going to be fouled over there by number 10, Rusgar Christina Boyle, and she'll go to the line for 2. So, Leah, kind of setting the stage here. The Eagles with only 7 players today. What do they have to do to kind of overcome this Yellow Jackets team that comes into the game 5-0?
Yeah, Eagles definitely in a tough spot here today to start off the match. Eagles definitely in a tough spot here to start off the match. As you said, only 7 active players. Obviously, they're going to get tired down the stretch, even to start off the game. Like, there are only 3 games into the season so far, but obviously it's such a physical, strenuating game to play. 7 players only. Obviously, 5 of them start 2 deep into the bench is a really difficult spot to be in. So this is 40 minutes. 40 minutes of play here. I couldn't do that even one game, so...
Back in the day when I played rec basketball, our clock was running, but I would just go the full length of the floor back and forth for the entire time and just run circles around everybody.
Oh, yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, finished the career with a 28-point performance and a 70-point loss. Another turnover for the Yellow Jackets. Green with another steal. Porter coming down, and she's going to be fouled. Yeah, fouled again. That's going to be Tia Marie Martinez with her first. Going to the line for 2 will be Porter.
Porter going down really hard back-to-back possessions there. That is probably a little risky, as we just talked about. Only 7 active players. That's something they should probably keep an eye on, but she is getting in there, being aggressive. I'm liking what she's doing with the ball. She's having crafty moves as well.
Hits on the first. Porter coming into the game, averaging 11.7 points. Tyson leads the way with 17, but she's only played in 1 game. Jasmine Day-Cox, the second highest scorer on the team, who also has 11.7 on the year, is not playing in today's game. Quick and aggressive defense by the Eagles. Tyson, I'm surprised, honestly, they're going with the full court press with only a 2-man bench. But, I have to trust in Courtney Burns in her 3rd year here that she's got her players conditioned and ready to go for the long haul on this one.
I mean, the Eagles have got to find a way to keep up with this AIC team. As you mentioned, they're 5-0 for the first time since 2015 here. Super competitive team. They definitely want to keep up the pace with them. Both teams a little heavy on the turnovers here, as we've seen already in this game.
Yeah, Green nearly forced her 3rd of the quarter right there. I was looking to get something going as Reeves. Her long ball is no good. Rosignol coming down the court with it, and the Eagles with a 4-0 lead here in the first minute behind 2 steals from Claire Green and 4 points from Cameron Porter, who's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. No shots from the field so far for the Eagles. Porter on the outside arc, looks to move in, gets by 1, and lays it in.
Great job by Porter there. She talked to us a little bit in the preseason here about needing to do and wanting to do everything that Coach Burns wants from her. She prides herself on her defense, and we're seeing right now that full court press starting to work out for her. She's being aggressive, exactly what this team needs shorthanded.
Another turnover. Tyson strips it away, and the Eagles coming down hard again. The first shot from the field, no good for the Eagles.
Good look.
And Martinez gets the rebound, and back come the Yellow Jackets, looking to slow down the momentum of the Eagles here early on. Reeves with it up top, a 3 for Martinez, off the mark, and that's going to be Carmen trying to get the rebound, but it's taken away by Bennett. Bennett was a big player last year for AIC on this court when the 2 teams faced each other. Eagles have lost the last two matchups against AIC. I think there was just they called a foul there on Martinez. I believe that's her 2nd.
Her first sub coming in here for AIC.
Yeah, with Martinez's foul there, that's Sarai Gurley coming into the game because Martinez already picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. Rosigno with the ball up top. She's the primary ball handler for the Eagles coming down the floor. Gets it right to Porter, who's had the hot hand so far. Feeding down low to Tyson, but it's going to be stolen away. Looks like Reeves got a hand on it. It's going to allow the transition the other way. And, they're going to call a blocking foul there, but I didn't think she had the ball while she was going up for that. That was Bennett going up for the shot.
Porter is on the ground for, I think, what is that, the third time already this game? She's going down hard. It's making me really nervous.
Laying it all on the line for the Eagles in this one early on. It just looks like
to.
she has something on her elbow. They're checking her for blood just to be safe. And Bennett nails the first free throw. First points of the day for AIC. It's a 6-1 lead for Post early on.
AIC is not a great free throw. Honestly, neither team is a great free throw shooting team here. AIC is about 60% from the charity stripe there, and Post is about 56%.
Yeah, Post finally had a game above 50% shooting from the free throw line after shooting 50% in each of their first 2 games. Green in the corner, the transfer from RIC. Up top to Porter. Porter through the middle, 2 defenders.
Again.
That's a jump ball? I don't know about that.
4th time on the ground here. Again, making me nervous.
So Porter's they're going to give a jump ball, so it's going to be Eagle ball staying here. Possession arrow changes, but honestly, I did not think that the hand got in on the ball. It looked like Reeves got the arm, as we're going to see our first sub here of the day. I want to make sure I get her names today. That's Megan Lancidal coming in. Transfer from Lenore Rhine, another Division II school. Lancidal dealt with some injuries early in the season, but she's back now in the 6-2 game. Inbounded to Rossignol near the free throw line. Gets it over to Porter on a nice screen, and now Porter's down again for a 5th time. Rosigno with it, gets it up. Jump shot short, and that's going to be a rebound over there by number 3, Sarai Gurley. Gurley coming down the court as AIC looks to find their offensive rhythm. Gurley into the corner, and then back up top. A little bit tough to see from where we are here on the sideline, as you got the refs and everybody kind of over here. Near the top with the jumper, that's going to be Rusgar Christina Boyle with the air ball miss, and it goes out of bounds and back to the Eagles with 6:42 remaining.
Boyle's very dependable, as viewed by her teammates. I watched a little interview from the Northeast 10 there. Her teammates know that if they get rebound, they said they know that she's going to be somewhere on the arc ready to shoot. So look for her to take a lot of threes here today and stay confident and lead her team.
Yeah, I believe she was a heavy three-point shooter last year in that 78-59 win for AIC. Boyle was 3 for 11 from 3 that year, 8 for 21 from the field. Green misses her first shot of the game, and then down to get it is Bennett. Bennett last year in our game against AIC had a block. It was Ramey Porter, who's no longer on the team, who led the way with 5 blocks, 8 blocks in total for AIC in that one. 3 scores in double digits that year, including Christina Boyle, who had 20 points. Another turnover, though, for AIC. It looks like Gurley stepped out, and the ball is going back the way of Post. As we get a sub here, it's going to be Jemima LaCroix coming in for Bennett.
Bennett, AIC's leading rebounder this season with 8.6 per game. She's already got 2 double-doubles on the season already, just 5 games in. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare in the minutes she's off the court.
Yeah, 5'10", and she was just off the court there, and you saw Rossignol take advantage of it and gets another basket. You see Rusgar Christina Boyle up there leading the charge on offense like we talked about. Into the corner for Gurley, and that one's too long. Rebound almost picked up by Munka, and then Rossignol's going to take it away, but then Gurley comes in for the steal, and then a late foul by Rossignol is going to send Gurley to the line for 2 as we have a sub coming in here. It'll be Peyton Grant after the first free throw.
I didn't like that foul. I think if you're going to foul, you got to actually foul. She could just let her get the lay or set her feet a little bit more and take the charge.
Another sub coming in is Chamorro. Lisa Asnar Chamorro coming in. And yeah, the Eagles don't want to get into too much foul trouble early on as well, because like we mentioned, only 7 active players today as Jaslyn Walker checked into the game. Another miss for AIC, who's struggling early on here. Gurley missing on the first shot from the line. You only with 7 players want to make sure you limit the fouls. I believe that was the first, now second for the team, as Rossignol and Porter each with 1. As Gurley hits on the second, and now full court press the other way for AIC. Lancidal Gets it across to Walker. Walker to Green in the corner. Feeds Rosignol down
movement.
low. Rosignol, the tough shot. Gets it to go. 4 points for Rosignol. 2 for 3 from the field. And the full court press back on for Post. Gurley with it in a little bit of space. Gets it over to LaCroix. And she's fouled. I think that's the second one on Rosignol. And LaCroix is going to go to the line for 2.
It was great ball movement that last possession by Post here. It really seems like they're controlling the pace early here.
Porter checking back in, and Carmen. It looks like we're going to get a lot of quick switches, if I had to guess today, to keep people well rested off the bench. Everybody holding one of these, I don't know the meaning behind it, but they're all bringing off gold, like what you see for track and field. Usually they're bringing off towels, the baton.
I like that better. That's a great idea, honestly. Dual sport athletes here, basketball and track. So correct me if I'm wrong, we've already seen every player that we'll see on the court today thus far for Post.
Yeah, everybody's seen at least a minute. Walker 1 minute at the lowest end. Five minutes each for Green, Carmen, and Rosignol. Although Carmen just came back in, so like the amount of time she was off does not round enough to make it less than that. Lancido gets it across to Carmen. Walker's wide open on the left side near our side. Porter now with it up top, and they'll kind of slow things down here. Carmen's looking to cut on the baseline. Tyson going up towards the middle. Walker on the left side gets it back up to Lancido. Lancido into the corner over to Porter. Porter on the baseline gets it back out to Carmen for 3. Got it.
Good luck.
13-5. The Eagles in control early, and everything going their way so far as they're back in the full court press. Walker all over Reeves. Reeves feeds it down low to Chamorro, and then that shot no good, but LaCroix gets the rebound. She misses her shot. Another rebound by LaCroix, misses. Another rebound by LaCroix, and she misses. And another rebound by Chamorro, and she misses.
Try to keep up with that.
Yeah, I feel
bad. You did a pretty good job.
I feel bad for our official scorers down there. I think that was 5 rebounds in a matter of about 3 seconds and nothing going, but all the offensive rebounds. Lancido can't get the roll there. Tyson touches it. It stays in. AIC ball on the rebound to LaCroix. Yeah, that was a mouthful to say right there. 4 or 5 offensive rebounds for, I'm just seeing it come across my screen, but I believe it was like 5 offensive rebounds for the Yellow Jackets, and they just could not get anything to go. They are 0 for 8 from the field so far. All 5 of their points have come on free throws.
This is a team that averages 70 points per game. They also, as of this point in the season, 5 games in, they've been beating their opponents by an average of 17 points. Right now they're down 8.
Yeah, and they're
obviously still early though.
Right, and they're not beating any soft teams either. Beating Felician by 24 in one of their games earlier this year, who has been really good so far this year, and then Assumption, who was nationally ranked last year, as another
Great
block
defense
by Tyson. And the Eagles back the other way. Tyson driving all the way, and she's going to be fouled by LaCroix. And going to the line for the 2, the Eagles have a chance to make this a 10-point game in the first quarter.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Eagles so far. Controlling the pace here. Great defense. Good in transition. It's good basketball.
First block so far on the day for either team, actually. Eagles, though, with 5 steals so far, shooting 50% from the floor. As Tyson misses on the first. First free throw miss of the day for the Eagles, who are now 4 for 5 from the line.
Only Tyson's second game played so far this season. 17-7 the other day, though.
And I believe 11 of those points came in the second half, despite, I believe it was a 20-point loss for the Eagles at the end of that one, a 21-point loss. Couple subs getting ready to check in for AIC as Reeves gets it across center court. Porter and Lancido down low. That one's going to be kicked into the corner. Couldn't see who it was to. Grant. And then the cross pass.
Quick hands.
It's going to stay with AIC as Tyson was able to get a hand on it. Green checking back in for the Eagles. Munka and Bennett back in for AIC. So with Bennett off the court, like we talked about how it would change things, I believe the Eagles had, 4 or 6 points during that run with her on the bench. In the corner, a quick shot for 3, I believe, by Grant. Might have been just in front of the line. Porter gets the rebound, and back the other way come the Eagles with a chance to make it a double-digit game. Rosignol for 3. No good. Off the mark and rebounded by Grant. That's the first miss from long range for the Eagles today, who are shooting just under 50% now for the day. Reeves looks to answer back up top. Nothing but net. And it's the first field goal of the day for AIC, who's now 1 for 10 here in the first quarter from the floor.
We knew it was only a matter similar time. They also do shoot 35% from beyond the arc there.
Triple teamed at
Porter
the
going down
top.
hard.
Carmen up top, nails the three.
Another one.
Good from Green to Carmen after Cameron Porter was triple teamed up top, which is obviously going to leave a couple people open, and the Eagles take advantage. But Grant's going to get called for a travel and then hits the three after, but it won't matter. Eagles ball with 2:33 to go.
I love what Carmen's bringing to this Eagles team so far. She plays intense. She's got great defense, obviously good in the paint down there. Also just a good leader. Obviously she transferred from D1 as well in the MAC conference, in the MAC, I guess, with Quinnipiac there. And the Eagles do have a lot of prior D1 experience on this team.
Yeah, Carmen didn't see a ton of action last year, but she's seen a ton this year, obviously with only 7 players active today. As Porter nails the jumper, and the Eagles are up 19-8. Cameron Porter, how about this so far for a day? 8 points, 2 for 2 from the field, 4 for 4 on free throws, a rebound and an assist, all while playing 6 minutes so far as the Eagles in control with the help of Porter and Carmen. 8 points from Porter, 6 from Carmen. Leah, what's been working for the Eagles from these first 8 minutes?
The Eagles are controlling the pace. They're also controlling their own side of things, not turning the ball over as much. Both teams, like we mentioned earlier, struggle a little bit with turnovers. Post actually averages a team 22 per game here. What do they have so far, Mike?
So far
Not
today, in terms of turnovers, it's got 2 so far for Post.
So we're on pace to have a better track than normal as of this season so far. They're controlling the pace, like I said. They're playing great defense, like you said, that full court press there. And it looks like they're playing as a team. Loving what I'm seeing. They're intense today.
Yeah, 7 turnovers forced for AIC. AIC's been forced into 7 turnovers so far, which have led to, according to this, 9 points off turnovers so far in the game. Full court press right back on for Post as they fall back now. Reeves up top with it, gets it down low, trying to feed Bennett. Bennett, jumper, no good. Another miss for AIC, and it's rebounded by Green. Back the other way with it is Rosignol up top. Eagles will slow things down just a bit. Got to think, too, if you're forcing the Yellow Jackets to call timeouts, it works in your favor, too, to get a little bit of a break if you're Post. Tyson, jumper, no good. Rebounded there by Phillips, and back the other way with it comes AIC, who's just 1 for 11 so far from the floor. 1 for 5 from 3, but 5 for 6 from the free throw line.
That was a good look for Tyson. Couldn't get it to fall, but I like how confident she is in her shot taking and shot creation ability.
Another offensive rebound off the Grant miss, another missed 3, and another offensive rebound. That's 2 so far on this possession, but then Tyson with the forced turnover on Phillips. So far today, the offensive rebounds, 4 for AIC in this quarter alone, none for the Eagles. Tyson is going to get stripped down low by Bennett, and AIC with their 3rd forced turnover so far. Trying to get something going here. It's Reeves feeding Grant up top, and she finally hits from long range.
Happy belated birthday to Peyton Grant as well. If you didn't know, now you know.
She's 1 for 3 from long range today. That was her first make, the second of the day for AIC, and now Carmen looks to possibly respond in the corner. Jumper, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Reeves. Back the other way, an 8-point game, 48 seconds left here in the first quarter, and there's going to be a foul called on Carmen as she kind of just ticky-tack foul there. It's only the 4th team foul, which will be Carmen's 4th team, so they won't go to line with 44.4 left.
I want to circle back on Peyton Grant there. She can obviously come off the bench, and I had noticed prior to the game here that she will come in and provide a quick spark off the bench with her 3-point shooting and quick hands. She had 15 points versus St. Thomas Aquinas on 5 for 7 from 3, and she's already nabbed 3 steals in 2 games this season so far.
And Bennett just swiped away Bennett's shot opportunity just got swiped away there by Green. Another block for this Eagles team. That should be their 2nd. So that's Rusgar Christina Boyle with the jumper. No good. Bennett flies in for the rebound. Another offensive rebound for AIC. It's only a matter of time before these Yellow Jackets start getting these shots to fall. You cannot keep allowing these offensive rebounds to them. Green, though, is going to get the rebound. 20 seconds left. The Eagles can slow it down and run the clock out here in the first quarter and take, hopefully, an 8-point lead at minimum, but at most a double-digit lead heading into the second quarter. We'll see what they do here with Porter as the clock winding down to 8. Porter feeds Green on the right side of the 3-point arc. Gets it inside to Rosignol. Rosignol trying to bully her way in, gets stripped by Grant. Rosignol at the buzzer. Got it! And that's just the epitome of what that quarter is for your Eagles, who lead by 10 going into the second as Alyssa Rosignol makes it 6 first quarter points. The Eagles 7 of 14 from the field and 2 for 4 from 3. They lead by 10 going into the second quarter. We'll take a quick break and then we'll kind of break down what happened in that first quarter here on the CACC Network and YouTube. Post by 10. Back here with the second quarter, post by 10. And Leah, what do the Eagles have to do to keep this going with only, again, a 7-man rotation?
Keep controlling the pace, keep staying aggressive, keep forcing AIC into those difficult turnovers. You know, make them get in their own head, control the way that they're going to play, because we know they're going to control things generally from their side of things, so to speak. So if the Eagles can control the pace and continue to play hard defense and get gritty in the paint, they can take this game.
Yeah, just not too hard of defense, as
Not
that's
too
another
hard.
foul by Porter. That's her second. Again, the Eagles don't want to get too many of those.
Too much of a good thing, or sorry, too much of one thing is never good.
Yeah, right.
What do they say? Everything in moderation, right?
Correct. So AIC's ball here, 9:52 to go. Again, offensive rebounds big for them in the first quarter, and the Eagles have to limit those because, like I said, you're not going to shoot 2 of 17 every quarter, and Boyle misses again. It's continuing here as Carmen gets the rebound, and back the other way with it comes Post.
We haven't seen Boyle take too many three-pointers today thus far.
That was her second, it looks like, so far. She's 0 for 4 from the floor. This was how she was in the first game against AIC last year. As Rosignol is blocked, it looked like it was by Bennett down low. 3 for Grant off the mark. Another offensive rebound, though, for Gurley and the Yellow Jackets. They get it outside to Boyle. In low to Bennett, but then stripped away. Grant, the running jumper, no good. Carmen's hit from behind, no call. And another Eagles rebound as the shooting woes for AIC just continue to stack up. A great defense by Post, but also just some easy looks, just not falling right now for the Yellow Jackets.
Haven't seen Lancedow getting in there too much scoring the ball. She's taken a couple shots. None of them have gone her way so far, but I do like the leadership that she can bring to this team as well as an experienced guard. She came from Lenoir Rhine, played I think 3 or 4 years there, I believe. Didn't see too much playing time like you had mentioned due to injuries. But I do like the competitiveness that she brings to this team as well.
Missed by Green on the other hand, and it's rebounded going down the other way for AIC as Boyle's got it up top. She's been the heart and soul of this offense for the last 2 years that we've seen her play here. The jumper inside by Munka, no good, and another rebound for Post, who right now is leading the rebound. Oh, no, actually, they're trailing in the rebound battle, 17-11. You wouldn't know it, by the way. They've been getting off the boards from time to time here.
Well, that one possession.
Right,
AIC
right, that one
AIC
possession alone.
Bridged the gap there.
Carmen, though, is going to get that stripped away by Munka, and now in transition the other way, Bennett comes. Kicking out to Grant for 3, no good again. Grant now 1 for 5 from long range. Another miss for AIC, but another rebound for Bennett, and there's the offensive boards just eventually working in favor of AIC, who starts that quarter 0 for 6 shooting before getting the first to fall with 7:45-ish to go here in the second.
If Grant's able to heat up that three-point shot there, they could quickly make this a game.
Rosignol, though, is continuing to heat up on the other side for the Eagles. She's 4 for 7 from the floor, 8 points, tying for the team lead with Porter right now. As the Eagles maintain their 10-point edge, Boyle up top with it, gets it over to Gurley. Back up top to Boyle, on the right side to Grant. Grant back up top to Boyle, look to get a shot off, isn't there as Lancedel's got it. Down low to Bennett, feeds her for 2, and that's what Kivanna Bennett brings to this team down low, and she's finally finding space, and she's nailed her last 2, which has brought this lead back down to 8 for Post with 7:10 remaining, and forces head coach Courtney Burns to call a timeout.
Yeah, AIC looking like they're trying to take control of the pace of things now.
Yeah, 1 for 7 from the floor. I mean, that's the thing. So, sorry, 2 for 8 from the floor now as that basket goes in. 2 for 12 from long range, though. Overall on the day, AIC is 4 for 25, 16% shooting in both the field goal percentage overall and from three-point range. Their best shooting right now is coming from the free throw line where they're 5 of 6. The Eagles also 5 for 6, but shooting near 50% overall for the game. 1 for 3 so far in this quarter, as it'll be Walker to inbound. Carmen looked like she wanted a break there before the last timeout and got it, so she'll take a break. Rossignol jumper, got it again. 10 points for Alyssa Rossignol, 5 for 8 now from the floor. Back the other way quickly. Boyle looked to go along to Grant, but Green gets a hand in there, and they'll have to slow it down now with the inbounds.
Back to a double-digit lead here for the Eagles. And one thing I want to point out is the Eagles up through this point of the season have averaged only 52.7 points per game. They're already about half of that right now, and we have just started the second quarter.
Yeah, we heard head coach Kristen Hutchison talking in the huddle that this team scored in bunches early against St. Anselm, meaning post. And not to waver, they're going to a 2-3 zone is what it sounded like, and they're not going to come out of that, is what I think I heard as Grant misses yet another 3. Hutchison in her 19th season as the head coach, 23rd, it's his 23rd on here, and 27th in total at AIC. She's an 02 graduate from the school, as well as an 04 with her master's. Tyson's looked to master that one down low on the layup. Can't do it. And now she's got 2 rebounds, the foul on the third shot, and she's upset with herself, but she'll go to the line for a couple of free shots from the charity stripe.
There we saw that zone again. There's the baton.
Passing of the batons as Carmen and Porter come back out. Tyson is looking to add. She's only got 1 point so far today. She's looking to add a couple more here from the line after missing back-to-back shots. The third one doesn't count towards your free throw, your field goal percentage because of the foul. Hits on the first, and Posts now up to their largest lead of the game at 11. And good on the second, 27-15, the largest lead of the day for Post. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Bennett getting fed down low like she has all quarter, misses that one, and then coming in to get the rebound is LaCroix. She misses, and then it's going to go the other way. Post really right now is getting bailed out by some easy misses by AIC, who's now 4 for 28 from the floor here in the first half.
Could argue maybe a missed foul call there on Carmen as well.
Carmen's got blood running down her leg. She's trying to wipe it away. I don't think they can. Well, they're going to play on, but I think. Yeah, she's going to quickly. She's got to wipe that off her hand, I believe. Yep. So she's going to go over and get that quickly wiped off. She was playing. She had her diabetes patch on, I think, and then she took it off real quick because it was falling off, and then some blood started to come out. So she's all good now, and we'll continue play here now once she gets back on the court. And she's all good to go. She wiped it off on her hands, which I don't think would have been too sanitary if she had touched the ball in that last possession. Porter, though, touching the ball there and can't bank shot it in. It's going to be rebounded by Martinez, and back the other way with the ball are the Yellow Jackets, looking to trim this to a 9 or 10 point game. Bennett feeds it back out to Reeves. In the corner for Boyle for 3. No, in and out again. Lancedo with her first rebound of the game. She's 0 for 1 from the floor. 9 minutes played so far. Tyson for 3. Got it.
Where's your Mike Breen bang?
It's too early in the game for that. Nah, we'll wait until that's later in the game. 30-15, another timeout for AIC. 5:18 to go in the first half. And, the shooting woes continue for AIC. 2 for 12 in this quarter, Leah. 0 for 5 from three-point range. But they're getting a lot of good looks.
Yeah, that zone defense is definitely helping them there as well. Post does look a little bit more flustered by it. They haven't gotten as many shots up. It's definitely seeming to work out for them. They look more confident out there as well. Maybe things are not working quite exactly the way they wanted, as you mentioned. Shots aren't falling that maybe should be. Like you said, they were kind of getting bailed out there, but they just look more confident, like they're starting to play more together. They know that this is the game that they've been playing so successfully this far of the season, so I think they're trying to take things back in their own control here and play the game they know they can.
Yeah, especially being limited so far to just 15 points in the first half, and I'm looking across and only 3 players have made a basket so far out of the, I think it's 11 players who have seen playing time so far. Boyle gonna finally hit one from the side. That's her first field goal of the game. She was 0 for 6 so far, 0 for 3 from 3. And now she finally nails one there to bring this back down to a 13-point game. Full court press back on for AIC. Rossignol across to Carmen. Carmen looks to get it in, goes back out to Rossignol. Green up top, into the corner for Tyson. 3 no good, couldn't hit it there. And it's gonna be rebounded by Martinez after some tough contact between Reeves. I believe that was Tyson on the rebound. Feeding Bennett down low again, which they've been doing a lot this quarter. It's going to stay here as Rossignol look to strip it away. AIC ball with 4:36 to go.
Boyle just starting to get that shot to fall here as well. Like I mentioned earlier, they do look to her as a bit of a leader. So even if that doesn't show up on the box score, there's another one. She's really starting to get rolling here as well.
That's back-to-back shots after starting 0 for 6 and 0 for 3 from the field. She led the team, like I mentioned, in last year's matchup with 20, but her shooting percentage in that game wasn't exactly stellar. She was 8 for 21 overall and 3 for 11 from 3. So she's going to take a lot of shots. She may not make a lot of them, but she's still going to put in the work on the points to help her team out at the end of the day.
Hey, you got to have a lot of confidence to take 21 shots a game, too, and keep letting it fly when you're not making them.
Right. And now Tyson's got it down on the baseline. She's going to let that one fly. Can't get it to fall. And Jada Bryan, I think this is the first action we're seeing from her so far. Yeah, she's just in her first minute with AIC here in the quarter. And now Reeves for 3. Now they're starting to fall for AIC. That's 3 consecutive baskets for the Yellow Jackets, who have now made it an 8-point game with 3.5-ish to go here in the first half.
Still about to check back in here as well.
Not a great pass there by Porter, but Green's going to be able to grab it, and then a foul called by Martinez. That's going to be a little bit of a momentum killer. The ball will be placed down low for the Eagles, who need a basket here to try and get back to double digits after this little mini run, a 7-0 run, it looks like, over the last minute 29 for AIC.
So question for you, when you start to feel that momentum switch, as I feel like we're kind of starting to feel a bit here as well with AIC's momentum shifting back in their favor, bucket by Rossignol there, when do you start to panic?
Not until I think you get a few shots not going your way, because the Eagles continue to hit their shots like Rossignol just did to kind of keep up with the pace of AIC. Even if AIC is hitting consecutive shots, deep ball there by Boyle, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by, it looks like Bennett had it at first, but then Phillips picked it up. Ooh. Back up top, a tough foul there for Tyson to draw on Reeves. It's the second on the team. Tyson's second as well. Eagles have done good without not getting into foul trouble here as time has gone on. Walker's going to check in for Tyson, though, so she doesn't potentially pick up a third here down the stretch. Martinez for the Yellow Jackets already does actually have 3 on the other end, but AIC playing with a deep, deep bench today. Boyle's got it off the inbound, and Porter looks to steal it away right near
on the
us.
Ground again.
Phillips feeding it down low, and it's going to be stolen away. Couldn't see. I think Carmen got it when Phillips was down low with it. Yeah, Porter's just been a gritty player all across the floor, not afraid to get down and dirty even if there is only 7 players. She is going to take her chances to help this team win their first game of the season. Walker looking to walk one in there for 3, no good, and then it's going to be rebounded by Bryan, and the other way comes AIC as Grant will look to check back in. Peyton Grant so far today, 3 points, 1 for 7 shooting, and 1 for 6 from long range, and 2 rebounds to go with it. Right now, though, Bennett getting fed down low, and she's going to be fouled and 1 as Rossignol with the light touch there is going to result in a 3-point opportunity here for AIC, who's now trimmed it back down to 8.
Little fouls there can kind of be momentum shifters, momentum killers there as well, even if you are getting things to go on your own side. Just a light touch like that, something as simple as that, gives AIC a little bit more momentum on their side of things. Might make you start to get in your head. Hopefully not if you're Alyssa Rossignol or the Post Eagles.
Yeah, we saw, I think it was earlier on, those 2 misses by Tyson. She was kind of a little uncomposed there afterwards, but her team was able to rein her back in even after the misses, and she went and hit those free throws. So as long as this team continues to support each other, I think they'll be fine, which they seem to have a very togetherness to them that has helped them out, even in the midst of starting the season 0-3 with all 3 losses coming by double digits. They're playing really together right now as Porter's got it up top. Eagles looking to make it a double-digit lead again. Walker for 3, no good. Rebounded by Reeves down low with 2 minutes to go as AIC looking to go on a little bit of a run to bring this game a little closer. Bennett in transition, nails the layup, and it's a 6-point post lead right now as time winding down here in the first half of the full court press still on. Walker's going to get tied up, and it's stolen away by Phillips. And then a foul called on, let's see what drew it. It's going to be called on Lancidal, her first, and team's fourth. So it'll remain down low, 146 after the steal by Phillips, and AIC now really trying to go on a run, 11-2 over the last 3:36, and it's going to be 13-2 as Bennett with another layup with a minute 45 to go. It's now a 4-point lead for Post.
5 steals now from AIC on the day. Quick buckets like that, trying to get momentum back into their hands here and maybe take the lead before the end of the quarter, end of the half, I should say.
Yeah, believe it or not, Post only 3 turnovers in the second quarter. Doesn't feel like that down the stretch, but it's just been a lot of fast break points and opportunities for AIC, who's now got in total for the game 10 points off turnovers, now surpassing Post's 9 points off turnovers, as Rossignol's going to get it stripped away by Reeves, and it's another turnover for Post, who's really started to have the wheels come off down the stretch here and give momentum in favor of AIC. 3 for Boyle, no good, short. Rossignol with it the other way, and Post needs to slow it down right now and maintaining this lead, as it was a 15-point game just moments ago, 30-15, and now it's 32-28. Another strip attempt there by Phillips. It's going to stay with Post with 1:04 to go and 18 seconds on the shot clock as they look to reset with Porter coming out of bounds. Lancidal up top with it. In the corner to Carmen, back up top to Porter. Lancidal now on the left side near us. Feeds it into Green, feeding it down low, and it's another steal as Rossignol was on the baseline and waiting for it, but Bennett was right there for the steal. Reeves slowing it down now as AIC maybe going to try going 2 for 1 to tie it up before the end of the half. Boyle to Bennett. Bennett, who's been on fire this quarter, another and one for her. She gets to the fall with 39.4 to go. And AIC a chance to make this a 1-point and go 2 for 1 down the stretch here. Bennett with now 14 points on 6 for 8 shooting. No good on the free throw attempt, and Peyton Grant gets a rebound, and now AIC is going to have a chance at tying this game up here down the stretch after, man, it looked like Post was in control a long way, but now a turnover there by Reeves will give Post the ball back with the shot clock turned off. So as long as they don't commit another turnover, they should be able to go into the half with the lead despite a hard charge by AIC here over the last 5 minutes and change. 6 seconds left. 5, 4. Rossignol she's going to just take one from the logo? Nope. She's going to get it to Porter for 3. No good. And that's kind of how the end of the second quarter went for Post. You know, a long shot, no good. And it's now 32-30 heading into halftime. Leah, Eagles shoot 40% from the field. AIC only 28%. But after that 21-point first quarter for the Eagles, only 11 in the second quarter, and it seemed like they just were all out of sorts there in the final 5 minutes with the 15-2 run. How do the Eagles have to kind of recompose themselves for the second half push? Because AIC now has really gained all the momentum in their favor.
I mean, Coach Burns and even star players like on this Post Eagles team like Alyssa Rossignol have mentioned how much a team culture and being close-knitted means to them. So I think they have to just remember that they are all playing together. We've seen them playing together more today than maybe a lot in the past few games here. They need to keep that up here, keep on forcing AIC to turn the ball over and minimize their own turnovers as well here. Just make your shots, play together, calm things down maybe a little bit for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, turnovers right now are still in favor of Post in terms of AIC has 11 turnovers, Post only with 8. But I mentioned the points over turnover have gone back in favor of AIC at this point now in the game. It's 12 points off turnovers for AIC, only 9 for Post in total. Like I mentioned, the turnovers, though, still in favor of AIC versus Post. I mean, AIC hasn't had the long ball working so far. 3 for 17, Eagles 3 for 9. But we saw Rusger Christina Boyle start to get going there down the stretch. She's still only 2 for 10, 0 for 5 from 3, but Boyle, somebody who's going to be very important to this team, has started to see see herself heat up down the stretch. Could we be in store for a big second half for her?
I think absolutely, yeah. As we mentioned earlier, she's someone that can anchor this AIC team regardless of whether she's scoring or not. They do look to her as a leader. Another one I want to watch out for there is Bennett down there in the paint. We know she's already had a couple double-doubles this season so far. This could be her 3rd through 6 games here. She's on pace to have a really good game here as well.
We'll take it to the halftime break. About 13 minutes on the clock. Eagles lead by 2. We'll be back with about 2 or 3 minutes remaining in the halftime to kind of break things down as we get ready for the second half. But the Eagles, after a 15-2 run, only leading by 2, heading into halftime against AIC in search of their first win of the 2025-26 campaign. Back here in the Drubner Center, second half about 2 minutes away from getting underway. We apologize to our YouTube viewers. Apparently the stream was set to go, but you had to hit the go live button because it wasn't on auto start. So we just did that. So if you're joining us, you're going to get to see the second half on YouTube. But you're probably watching on the CACC network by now anyways. However, we've got a good one for you. Post leading 32-30 in search of their first win of the season. Before we dive into that, I also wanted to note another game coming in after this. Post will take on Southern New Hampshire University men's basketball in their home opener at about 3 o'clock. Men's ice hockey is on the road right now, taking on Arcadia University, looking to avenge a 4-1 loss yesterday. It's tied at 0 after 1. But this matchup has been a good one so far, Leo. We talked about it a little before the break. AIC 11 for 38, but 9 for 21 in that second quarter with 19 points. They shaved down a 15-point deficit with a 15-2 run down the final 5:21 of the first half. How do the Eagles kind of shift things back into their favor after the halftime break to get back in control of this game and get back to really what they were doing in that first quarter?
We talked about this a little bit just before the break there and how they need to continue playing together here like they've been doing, running the offense through multiple different players here, staying aggressive down below in the paint. One thing I noticed is the offensive boards really do favor AIC right now. I believe it is 14-2. They've had a lot of second chance opportunities, have not been able to capitalize really on those yet, but emphasis on yet here as we are going into a whole new half of basketball now and momentum has already started to shift. So the Eagles need to start playing together more and continue that momentum and control the pace and control their own game while they can.
Yeah, so far the Eagles, like I said, only 7 players for them. Kivana Bennett has played all 20 minutes for AIC. For some reason, Emma Carmen is coming in on our screen as 22 minutes played, which is not possible.
She's just like that.
Yeah, I guess she's just going above and beyond. We'll have to figure that out at some point. Might just be a sub shift there we got to fix. Alyssa Rosignol also has played 20, and she is starting the second half as we noticed, and you could probably notice if you're watching live on the stream, she came out with a little bit of a limp. She is dealing with a little bit of an Achilles injury, but slipped the shoe back on and looks like she's going to be good to go for the second half. They'll definitely need her as she leads the team with 12 points, 6-9 shooting with 4 rebounds, which also leads the team. Eagles being out-rebounded by 11 so far in this game, 28-17. So they get the ball here to start the second half.
Props to Rosignol there as well, staying aggressive and trying to lead her team through this very difficult matchup here, even battling mentally and physically. Free ball there from Green. Rosignol battling mentally and physically through an injury there and still being able to lead her team to this hot start.
Yeah, big make there by Green from 3 to make this a 5-point game. And then a nice steal by Carmen on the pass attempt by Bennett. And the Eagles are going to slow things down here to start the second half, which I like, especially conserving energy down the stretch. They're going to need it. But like to your point, as Rosignol pulls up for a jumper, no good. She's 6 for 10 from the floor. Rosignol, I mentioned that injury. She talked about it with us a little bit earlier this year during one of the home soccer games, that it seems like when she's playing, it doesn't bother her as much as when she's not playing. And so that's been kind of working to her benefit. Loose ball foul there on Munka as it was rebounded by Green down low. So Rosignol, we saw kind of limping onto the floor, but now that she's playing, she's told me she feels like she's playing her best basketball of her career right now. Kind of hampered a little bit by that Achilles injury, but she's playing through it and has looked good so far today. Like we mentioned, 6 of 10 with the team leading 12 points. Got the ball right there outside to Porter, who fakes a 3, goes inside, jumper, no good, but it doesn't matter because I believe that's going to be Boyle called for the foul, and a big 2 shots coming here for the Eagles.
Porter's already been to the line, 3-4 times today?
So she was there. She scored the first 4 points for the Eagles, all from the free throw line. This is her 3rd time going to the free throw line now. The chance to go 6 for 6. Eagles only 8 free throws so far, but AIC only with 8 as well. Good on the first. That's 9 points for Porter, second most on the team behind only Rosignol. And hits on the second. Back up to a 7-point game for the Eagles. A big start to the second half for them if you're them, going on a 5-0 run after the 15-2 run that the Yellow Jackets had to end the first half of play. Bennett in low, feeding outside of the corner for Martinez. Nothing but net for her. That's her 3rd 3-point attempt, the first make of the game, and her first points. Yellow Jackets now with 5 scores, and that ball goes out just in front of us. It's going to stay here with Post as Reeves tipped it out.
Loving the intensity here from both teams. It's fun to just watch their faces. I'm sure it's hard to see on stream here, but when you just watch their faces, you can tell how much passion each team has for the game and how much fun they have doing this.
Porter on the left side, Tyson inside. As you mentioned, too, the AIC Yellow Jackets off to their best start in over a decade. You know they're hungry to continue that. Just as hungry as the Eagles are to continue to try and get that first win, as Bennett's going to lay that one up and in. And just like that, a 5-0 run the other way for the Yellow Jackets after Post comes out of the break with a big responding 5-0 run. It kind of just falls by the wayside as turnovers, and that's going to be a backcourt violation by Green. Her foot was, in fact, on the line. And now AIC with a chance to, I believe, AIC has not led this entire game either. Yeah, no, they have not led or tied this game at all. The last time this game was tied, it was 0-0.
Bennett, that last bucket scorer, as we mentioned at the end of that first half there as well, on track to have a really good game here, is 2 rebounds shy of averaging a double-double, and she's quick in the paint, quick hands, quick feet. She also seems like a really good leader for this AIC team.
Carmen just with the strip attempt down low. It went out of bounds, so it'll remain on the offensive end. Last time these two teams faced off, the second half was where both teams started to battle back and forth. It was the Eagles who took a 40-38 lead after leading 38-35 earlier in that quarter, and then AIC ran away with the game the rest of the way from there because of that big third quarter that they had, where they only outscored the Eagles 23-21, but then 27-15 in the fourth to run away with that game by 19. A long three there by the Yellow Jackets is an air ball, and Green got the rebound, which will allow Post to now have another opportunity to extend this lead back to a 2-possession game. Rosino feeds Carmen
Great
beautifully
pass.
down low, but she misses, gets her own rebound, an extra dribble, and she's got the layup. Big offensive rebound there for Carmen, and the Eagles now back up 4 with 7 to go here in the third quarter. Boyle with the responding 3, no good. Rebounded by Porter, and a nice grab there. They're not going to call a travel. They're going to call a foul on Munka. That's going to be her second as Porter.
She was wiping her nose there. Maybe thought she had a bloody nose.
Yeah, just checking to make sure there's got no blood on her. Like we saw with Carmen earlier, when that happens, you have to stop the game.
Speaking of Carmen there, I think I would like to see her get a little bit more directly involved offensively. Like she just was that last possession, staying hot on the glass, jumping up for those boards, and going straight up for those second chance points.
Yeah, she had 6 first half points. Those are her first 2.
Too.
Yes,
She's been
2 for
quiet
3.
since those.
Yeah, so that was her first make in the paint.
Good to see her get going here early second half.
Turnovers seem to be getting going for the Eagles. Unfortunately, there's another one there is going to lead to AIC having a chance to cut this down to 1-possession game. Boyle hesitant to take that shot as she is 0 for 6 from long range so far. Reeves into the paint. Carmen looked to get the block off, but isn't going to get it. She's going to be called for a foul instead. Reeves will go to the line for 2.
Looks like Carmen just asked if that foul was on her.
It was. I mean, I could see it from this angle, and then the ref did, in fact, call it. Yeah.
Gotta be straight up.
That's only her second. No Eagles with more than 2 right now, so still in good shape there if you're Post. And another miss from the free throw line for the Yellow Jackets. They're now 5 for 9 overall from the free throw line. That was their first miss of the second half.
Got to empathize a little bit here with the Eagles. What are they, only 2, maybe 3 deep into their bench? I think we mentioned they only have 7 active players, so 2 deep into their bench here. I'm sure it's getting very difficult at this point of the game to stay disciplined.
Yeah,
doesn't excuse it, but
no, especially
I can empathize with that.
Right, and especially as the game wears on, you do have a little more wiggle room with those fouls, and you want to have that wiggle room, especially if it's a close game or you're trailing and you need to intentionally foul some people. You want to have those fouls in your back pocket and not have it be like Alyssa Rosingno who has to foul with people being fouled out already. Lansdale, though, with it, and Walker, 3-point game. Porter in the corner, passes up a 3, and he's going to dribble it back out. Now back in the corner, and it's stolen by LaCroix. LaCroix in transition to Reeves the other way, looking to make it a 1-point game or potentially a tie. Here is the Yellow Jackets, Martinez. Over to Bennett, and now Reeves. Feeds Bennett inside, looks to get it down low, kicks it back out for 3 to Martinez. Got it, that's her second of the half. And Tia Marie Martinez now 2 for 5 from three-point range, 2 for 5 overall, and a steal for AIC. And Martinez gives the Yellow Jackets their first lead of the contest with 5:51 remaining in the third quarter. A nice little 11-2 run for AIC has given them the lead for the first time today. And now, Leah, what do the Eagles have to do to not let this get out of control, but respond? This is the first time they've trailed all day long.
All of their blunders are little fixes, I think. Like we just saw that foul from Carmen. Could have been better with a little bit more discipline. I'm not saying that's all on her. It falls onto everybody on this team. And then little blunders like that in transition, maybe have better hands there at half court, especially in the paint as well, and stop AIC from getting those quick buckets. And I mean, shooters, as we know, like Martinez here for AIC, she can get things going from beyond the arc as well. She literally had I think a game winner at the buzzer versus Southern earlier this season. So they should look for her to get hot in the second half as well.
Yeah, Martinez 0 for 1 in the first half, only 4 minutes played with
and a bit of foul
no
trouble
points.
there,
Yeah, she had 3 fouls too, so that's why she didn't play most of the first half. But most notably right now for
full court press. Excuse me.
Yeah, as they have all game, and it's helped so far. As that's going to be if that. Oh my! They're going to call a foul on Reeves for pushing Porter into the table. The sidelines here, which you can definitely see on stream. The line is literally about a foot away from me. So if you end up out of bounds or get pushed out, you pretty much go into the table there. Fortunately, Porter's okay. Unfortunately, we didn't lose power to anything as well, because at times when people have hit the table, we had a player last year on the men's side run right into the broadcast area and knock power out to everything. But as I was saying before that transpired, Post has 5 turnovers in this quarter alone in just over 4 minutes. They had 8 in the entire first half. And as a result of that, I don't know if this isn't tracking it accurately, because it tracks certain numbers off turnovers, although I can look on my thing here. Now it looks like I don't even have it on here, unfortunately. They have 20 points off turnovers so far. There's another turnover. Nope, never mind. It's going to be kept by Post.
This game is extremely back and forth right
Lancedale
now.
from deep, and it's her first shot of the game, a big one. First made shot of the game, and it's a big one from long range, but then right back the other way. The Eagles don't get in transition. It's nearly an open 3, but a nice steal by Rosignol. Feeding through traffic to Porter. Goes too long, and it's another turnover. That's 6 on the quarter for the Eagles.
You blink, you might miss a lot going on here.
Yellow Jackets have recovered from that slow start. Like I mentioned, 2 for 17 in the first, now 15 for 45. It doesn't sound impressive, but over the last 2 quarters, they've shot over 40% so far. Bennett, who has 16, being fed down low. She's 7-9 of the day. Out for 3 to Martinez, and she is on fire. Tia Marie Martinez with her third 3 of the second half, and AIC now leading 44-42.
I believe we're having a bit of a clock issue here.
Yeah, so at times the clock doesn't work here in the Drumner Center, where it stops suddenly.
Gotta love that.
And most of the time, they defer to what our statistician team does. Sometimes even for fouls, it's happened every now and then when things are going a little hectic. So that's what we were just doing right there to get everything squared away. 4:48 to go, 44-42. AIC has the lead. One of their first times today. Green feeding Rosignol down low, and the turnovers just keep coming. The Eagles now with 7 in this half alone, after only having only having 8 in the first half. And AIC's wasting no time inbounding this and going the other way. They're going to call a backcourt, and that is actually a good call. Bennett did cross the line with the ball, but she had her foot on the half-court line when that was called. So a good call, just like it was called on Green in the first half. It's a matter of inches there, but it is the right call.
Eagles getting bailed out there, but it's just small mistakes like I was just talking about with you, Mike. Green on that pass to Rosignol down below was just a bit sloppy. Rosignol couldn't quite get a hand on it there. Just small mistakes like that seem to be easy fixes, but keeps on happening to the Eagles.
Porter, the long 3, no good. Bennett with the rebound, and back the other way comes AIC. Grant, I looked for the no-look pass to Martinez, couldn't get it, but gets Bennett down low. Bennett double team, blocked by Lansendale, and Green's got it the other way. Out in transition comes Porter. Porter inside, working around Martinez. She scores, and we're tied at 44 all with 4 minutes to go here in the third.
This is a transition game. There's a lot happening between possessions here. That's where all the intensity is.
Eagles need to slow down this AIC offense. A big stop there. Grant in the corner, who struggled from 3 in the first half. Kicking out to Martinez. Grant again looks to get going. No, still can't find her touch. Lansington with another rebound, and back the other way comes Post. Tied up here at 44 all after AIC's big run to start the second half. Eagles, though, have been sloppy like we mentioned so far with the turnovers. 7 so far in this quarter after 8 in the first half. Feed from Rosigno from Green is good, and the Eagles back in front by 2.
And that looked like the Eagles from the start of the first half. They're controlling the pace. Quick passes down below lead to quick baskets for this team, and that's exactly what was working for them.
Believe it or not, only 8 shots taken from the floor in this quarter for the Eagles, and they've made 5 of them. 62.5% from the floor. And they lead by only 2 as the Yellow Jackets have come out firing in the second half. Martinez feeding down low to LaCroix, and 1. And we're tied back up at 46 with LaCroix having an opportunity to give AIC the lead back.
And here's where I bet the Eagles originally wish they had a deeper bench coming into today's game. But errors like that foul right there by Tyson just make you wish that you had more players to lean back on when things get a little tough down below.
Yeah, fortunately, like we mentioned, though, they have stayed out of foul trouble, which is good. But right now, LaCroix with a big opportunity. Tyson with 3 fouls so far. Post with only 2 in this quarter. The next one for AIC puts Post in the bonus for the remainder of the third. LaCroix, though, looking to give AIC the lead back by 1. No good on the shot. It's another missed free throw. Look, if this becomes a close finish, you have to point to the free throw differential. Right now, 6 for 11 AIC is from free throw line. 9 for 10 from Post. 6 of those coming from Cameron Porter so far today. And Leah, that's something when I used to coach rec ball way back in the day. 5th and 6th graders. I didn't care how old they were. I told them you had to hit 50% from the free throw line, or we're going to be running laps for the rest of practice.
50%, I would argue, is not that high of a threshold here.
Not at that age, which is why I expected at least everybody to be able to go 1 for 2, but we never could hit it. We would run multiple laps because of it.
What do you shoot from the line?
It's been several years since I've had to shoot from the line, so I'm not really sure nowadays.
Probably not in the 50s.
Probably not. I'm maybe
probably
70.
In the 30s, so. That's why these girls are on the court and we're not.
Correct.
We did mention that at the start of the game, both teams kind of poor from the line there. Post only 56%, so good to see them getting back in the swing of things there today, like you said, with 9 for 10.
Yeah, we're talking about the free throw line. Green's going to it as Gurley committed the foul, and Green's going to miss the free throws. We're talking about going at least 50% from the line. Eagles now 9 of 11, though, from the line. That was Green's first free throw of the day. All of them have come from Tyson and Porter, so Green will look to go 1 for 2 and give the Eagles the lead back here. Good on the second, Post ahead by 1, and in the bonus the rest of this third quarter. AIC coming up the court with a chance to regain the lead. The full court press still on. More towards the half court now for Post, trying to make it difficult for them to get the ball over the center line. Feed inside to Gurley. Nice steal by Porter. And it's 5-on-4 because the player down, and you don't like to see that. Munka down, but they got to let them play on. And Tyson's going to convert the easy basket because of it. And now we'll get the break as Munka is going to be checked out to see if she is okay. And for those who may be at home wondering why the play doesn't stop, Post in transition with the ball, they can't stop the possession until either AIC secures the rebound or a basket is scored, or the play that there's a dead ball, only because they have to let play on there in that situation. So Munka, you can probably see it on the stream just barely. We try to avoid showing injuries on the stream just for the players' sake, out of respect for them. But with the gym we have here, it kind of just shows whatever's on the court. Munka, though, you can see walking and getting off. She looks a little hobbled, but looks to be okay. So she'll take a seat. So far today, 0 for 1 from the floor with 2 steals and 2 fouls and 15 minutes of action. I'm also looking at Emma Carmen's numbers, and they've fixed themselves. 23 minutes now. That adds up. AIC ball, 3-point game in favor of Post.
Like you mentioned, they're Post now in the bonus with all these fouls from AIC here in the second quarter. Even for the last 2 minutes, any chance you can get to slow down the game and catch your breath is breath of fresh air.
Yeah, obviously they don't go to the line, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for offensive fouls. That's just the change of possession. There's a change of possession. Walker with the steal. Porter in transition. And they're going to call a foul on Phillips, which I don't know if I'll be honest, I don't know if I agree with that one. I thought she got a hand on the ball first, but if you're Post, you'll take it. You get a couple of free throws here, and Phillips over here kind of like, nah, I don't think so. Still 1:50 remaining in the third. Phillips is going to come off. That's her second of the game.
It's Porter at the line again.
Yeah, Porter 6 for 6 from the line. And now 7 for 7. I was afraid I was going to accidentally jinx it there.
I thought you were going to say you were afraid to say 6-7.
No, I'm not afraid. Well, I might have to say it here.
Don't say that.
Good on the second. She's now 8 for 8 on the day. You know, we could have reached that point threshold, though, at some point.
Oh? I hope we do.
Boyle up top with it over to Reeves. Boyle for 3. No good. She has struggled today from long range. Walker picks up the rebound, and they're going to call another foul. That's a big one as the Eagles are going to get to go to the line for 2. Bennett called for the foul. That's only her second personal. That's big, too, for Bennett because she is leading the team right now in points with 16, 7 for 10 overall, but she actually has been pretty quiet in the second half. She's only got 2 points in the second half after going 6 for 8 from the floor in the first half. Walker to the line for 2. Misses the first. The Eagles 12 for 15 now from the line. Starting to miss a couple here down the stretch. 5-point game, though, in favor of Post. And good on the second. Bryant to inbound. Full court press on for the Eagles. It seemed to work so far, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Down low, the jumper by Gurley. Good. She was in space. That's the one downside of having full court defense. Carmen, that was nearly taken away by Reeves. And now Rosignol will inbound to our left. 4-point game in favor of Post. Full court press on for AIC. Lansdale tries to come over. They free up Porter. That's the one person, if you're AIC, you don't want to foul. Jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Reeves, and coming the other way with it is AIC with 1:10 to go here in the third. Reeves, full head of steam, layup, no good. Rebounded down low by Bryant. She's double teamed by Lansdale. Lansdale's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be her second. And to the line for 2 will be Bryant.
Good to see her come in here and be aggressive down below. Scoring opportunity here for the Yellow Jackets as well.
Bryant, that's her first point of the game. She hasn't shot the ball at all, too. She's got 3 rebounds and 1 assist. So 1 point for her on the 1 free throw. She's only played in 5 minutes as well so far, it says. No good on the second. Another missed free throw for AIC. Lansdale is going to get the rebound. And out in transition, the Eagles try to break. Rossignol to Porter. Back out to Carmen. Carmen feeds Walker in the corner. Back up top to Lansdale, and they'll reset. 47 seconds left, and it's back up top to Porter. They'll try and slow things down. Don't have to do too much trying to go 2 for 1 here if you don't want to, if you're the Eagles. Walker now on the right side. Back up top to Lansdale. Lansdale over to Porter. Down low to Rossignol, and she is going to be fouled by Bryant. Nope. Yes, fouled by Bryant. I saw the AIC players high-fiving each other, so I thought for a second they were able to force a turnover on the baseline because you can't really see the baseline from here. 2 shots, though, from Rossignol. Her first of the day. Good on the first. This will be the 10th free throw taken by Post in this quarter alone, as they are now 7 for 9 in the third. Good on the second. Eagles now 15 for 18 from the free throw line. A big afternoon. I mean, those are crucial points there if your Post only up by 5 right now.
It does seem like Post is starting to get a bit more confident, though, here. Start to slowly build back up a little bit of their momentum, even though AIC is still playing with great intensity here.
Yeah, this will be their first time unless something goes crazy down the stretch here, as I believe that's going to be a foul called on Carmen. Yeah, that is. Down low. They had one to give. This will be the first time that Post goes into the fourth quarter, unless something goes crazy in these final 17 seconds. They'll go into the fourth quarter with the lead. Have not led going into the fourth so far this season. Led at halftime against Chestnut Hill last game, but then things kind of fell apart in that third quarter. Not showing any signs of that today. Looking to knock off an AIC team that's 5-0. Martinez off the top of the backboard, but it's rebounded by Boyle. Last chance shot here for AIC. 6 seconds left. A nice save from the backcourt by Martinez. Reeves with 2, with 1. Layup, no good. Eagles will head into the fourth quarter, leading by 5. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter action here on the CACC Network and YouTube as Post looks for the first win of the year. All right, and we're back here on the CACC Network and YouTube for fourth quarter action. Buckle up, folks. We have a good one. Post by 5 right now, but AIC, who trailed by 15 in the first half, has kept coming back. They're not going away right now, looking to extend their season to a perfect 6-0 record. Leah, though, what do the Eagles have to do to continue their momentum right now and get that first win and end that unbeaten streak for the Yellow Jackets?
The Eagles have to stay calm here to end off this game. As we know, things can change very quickly in the game of basketball, especially when you're playing a team as good and experienced as AIC here, as we mentioned, like you just said. They are undefeated, looking to continue to extend that streak. There's a lot at stake for them here. The Eagles understand that, and they look like they've been playing with the aggression and intensity needed to match that level of play.
Yeah, and that's a big first possession to get a stop there on defense if you're the Eagles, because you give AIC a little momentum coming out of the third with the possession there, but now instead Post gets a big rebound, and now Porter has a chance to help the Eagles get a little farther ahead. Rosignol's shot, though, is going to go off the mark. This would be Post's first win against AIC since the 21-22 season. Boyle lines up the 3, nothing but net. They'll need her to get going in the fourth if the Yellow Jackets want to stay in it, as they have beaten the Eagles 9 times in the all-time series in 11 games. Eagles won back-to-back years, 2019-20 and 21-22, but it's been the Yellow Jackets the last 2 years. We're going to get a jump ball here between Green and Martinez, and early on, AIC now trying to steal some momentum back.
Boyle with that last 3 there for AIC. We looked to her to try to get things going for the Yellow Jackets in the second half overall. She couldn't do it in third. Looks like she's going to try to do it here in the fourth, obviously, as we just saw. That she's been trying to do all game here, but that would be a dangerous player to get going here. Yeah,
Boyle 3 for 13 overall, 1 for 8 from 3. That was her first made 3. Lansado looking for another 3, no good, off the mark. She was 1 for 1 before that. Shot clock was running down, though, so she was a little rushed. Back the other way, Reeves. They call her for a offensive foul. Yeah, offensive foul on Reeves. It was hard to see it from my angle because Coach Hutchison was right in front of me. I thought for a second they called the foul on the defense.
Thought they did as well, but looked like Rosignol was straight up.
Another,
what I saw as well.
Another interesting thing to note, too, AIC, we've mentioned, it's their best start since the 2015-16 campaign. That year, they started the year 15-0. Rosignol down low, feeds Green. The shot, no good, but there's a foul before the shot. It's going to send the Eagles to the line for 2. As that one goes against Bennett, that's going to be her 3rd of the game. Quick check-in on the men's ice hockey team. Currently trailing Arcadia 2-1 in the second period. Scotty Swain making his return to the lineup, scored the only goal so far for Post, who lost yesterday 4-1, as another made free throw for the Eagles, and Green, who is now 2 for 3 from the line, looking to go 3 for 4, and she will. The Eagles now 17 for 20 from the free throw line. You got to think maybe that's what they were working on over Thanksgiving break.
It's a great turn of events here for the Eagles.
Martinez up top. She got going in the 3rd. Into the corner for 3 is Boyle. No good. And now it's going to be rebound down low by Reeves, and she's going to be fouled by Tyson. That's a big foul there. I believe
Number
that
4.
is her. Yeah, that's her 4th.
The only Eagle with 4 fouls. We got a couple with 3, and Emma Carmen, as we just saw, with Porter. Porter there as well with 3.
Yeah, Porter's actually only got 2. At least according to my screen. Sometimes I look at the turnover category instead, too,
Right,
so that's where
right.
I get confused, because she does have 3 turnovers.
Nope, you're right. So, excuse me. Tyson with 3.
Oh, what a nice draw by Porter. Offensive foul. It's going to be called on Munka. And Munka, it's good to see back out there. She has her knee wrapped up, but looks to be okay now. Full court press for AIC. 4-point game, 7:49 remaining. The clock started a little late, I think, but Lancidel up top. Over to Porter on the right side. Feeding Carmen inside, back out to Porter. Baseline jumper, nails it. 16 points for Cameron Porter. 4 for 6 from the floor, 8 for 8 from the free throw line with 5 assists, the team leading 5 assists.
Porter, their leading scorer as well with 11.7 points per game. She's already obviously surpassed that today, like you just said.
Another miss by AIC. They're going to call a travel on Green when she came down with the rebound off the miss from Reeves. Yeah, Porter's been big, and this is, again, without the helping of your second leading scorer, Jasmine Day-Cox, although you could argue Porter and Day-Cox are the leading scorers just because of the games played and the ratios, because right now Tyson with 8 points, obviously with 2 games played, would change her points per game quite drastically. 3 from Martinez off the mark, and that's going to go off of an AIC player. It was either Munka or Bennett. Landsidle right there. Rosignol on the inbound, gets it to Lancidel. Moving it up ahead to Porter. Porter inside, looked for the jumper and then kicks it out to Carmen for 3. No. Off the mark and back the other way with it comes Reeves. Full head of steam. She's going to pull it back out and slow things down. Martinez up top with it. She looks to be leading the charge offensively now for the Yellow Jackets here in the second half so far. Reeves back to Martinez, over to Boyle on the right side. Boyle back over to Reeves. The 3-ball passes it up. Martinez now has it. Down to the baseline to Munka. Munka, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Bennett, and she misses. Reeves, and she misses. And Porter gets the rebound. Another offensive rebound for the Yellow Jackets, who so far they have 17. And with that one, that was 18 offensive rebounds in just under 3.5 quarters of action. Post now will look to come the other way, though, and extend this 6-point lead. Porter down low to Rosignol. Rosignol feeds Green inside, and that's good as gold for the Eagles. 6:01 remaining, and Hutchinson calls the timeout. The Eagles have opened up an 8-point lead, their largest since the first half. And Leah, it seems like momentum has now swung back in favor of Post.
Both teams not backing down here. Both teams staying offensive on the glass with the rebounds and on the second chance boys here. Even just down in the paint below in general with layups like we just saw there. Loving what I'm seeing, loving the aggression. That's exactly what you want in this fourth quarter of the game here with so much on the line for AIC.
And you know, I just was mentioning the offensive rebounds. At some point we've said AIC is going to probably break out and start making those second chance opportunities. I'm trying to see, I believe there is a category for second chance points. Second chance points right now for AIC, they only have 3. So despite all those offensive rebounds, they're not getting a lot of those second chance points.
actually has more second chance points with a lot less opportunities.
Yeah, with only 3 offensive
4,
rebounds.
Still,
yeah. 4 points. I mean, still, they only have that many.
They're capitalizing off AIC's mistakes exactly what they should be doing. They probably came into this game assuming that there wasn't going to be a lot of mistakes that they could capitalize off of. As AIC, as we know, 5-0, like we've said so many times today. They have a lot of great pieces to their team.
Reeves, long 3, in and out. Munka, though, gets fouled, and that's a foul you don't want to commit if you're Claire Green down low.
We just talked about the Eagles need to stay aggressive in the paint here, so for a foul, I mean, how many does Green have?
That's only her first. So her and Walker have
good.
none. Well, now Green has 1, but she's still good. Tyson's the one you want to be careful. Tyson's not even on the floor right now. They'll probably bring her in the final 2-3 minutes if I had to guess. Reeves goes in, no good. And it's rebounded by Walker. And the other way with it comes Post, a chance to make this a double-digit ball game.
If it does come down to that and the game is still really close in those final 2-3 minutes, Tyson has to come back in to alleviate her teammates here. She's going to have to be careful, which is really not an ideal situation for the Eagles.
Rosignol feeds Carmen. Oh, what a block there. Looks like that was by Reeves. She's doing a little bit of everything right now. Chelsea Reeves, 7 points, 7 points, 2 for 9 field goal percentage from the field, 2 for 5 from three-point range, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and a big second block there. Only the third of the day for AIC as a team. Walker to inbound, though. Eagles still with a chance to take a double-digit edge. Carmen, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Munka, and back comes the Yellow Jackets with 5 minutes to go. Grant back in the game. Bennett gets it back up to Reeves. Reeves, Boyle, 3, no good. Off the front of the rim, Grant flies in for the rebound, and it's going to stay here. Yellow Jackets ball. Peyton Grant, we mentioned somebody you thought that could heat up. Only 3 points so far, 1 for 8 overall, 1 for 7 from three-point range.
I want to go back to singing the praises of Reeves here a little bit. She just hit 500 career rebounds a few games ago. I believe that was after their game versus DUville. She does a little bit of everything. She's got a lot of experience, another leader for this AIC team. Another thing I saw about Reeves, she plays the drums, if you didn't know. If you play any instruments, you know how difficult that is. So
I played the trumpet in 4th grade and never again, as blowing by everybody there was Munka for 2. My brother was the drummer of the family.
Did you? Oh, really?
He did. He did play all through high school.
I used to play the flute. I was actually really good at it.
Walker up top, Lansdale with it. Eagles with a 6-point lead, 4.5 to go. Carmen inside, it's stripped away. Bennett's gonna go on the other offensive end. Oh man, she botched a wide open layup. Peyton Grant gets the rebound, and Walker with some great defense. That's what we talked about today. It's the second chance looks that they're getting because of simple misses like that really on a normal day, it feels like AIC probably wouldn't have missed in their first 5 games, but today, nothing seems to be falling for them. Nothing easy's been falling for them.
I mean, even a few games into the season, basketball is such a draining game. Your body's already got to be hurting. Tyson coming back in the game a little earlier than I would have thought. That just disrupted my entire train of thought. I was not expecting to look up and see that here.
Both teams had 5 days off before this game as well. Hey, look, she's making an immediate impact, and then she gets fouled by Grant. That's a big 4th foul for AIC because from here on out, everything is on the line for Post, who you really don't want to send to the line at this point, shooting 85% as a team so far. And we're starting to see those first quarter shooting woes rear their ugly head for AIC. 2 of 12 so far in this quarter overall, 1 for 5 from three-point range, and they haven't been able to get to the line at all so far.
One more foul for AIC. They put the Eagles back in the bonus again here, which, as we saw down the stretch in the third quarter, started to shift the momentum back in favor of the Eagles as well.
And they just called it. There's the 5th foul. And that's going to be called on Phillips. And now everything is on the line for the Eagles. Emma Carmen was doing a technical foul symbol, trying to see if they would tee up Phillips. I don't think they're going to do that.
Good thing she's not the ref.
Although they do have to be careful here. The last thing you want to draw is a technical foul and give the Eagles the ball back after the free throws. So we could hear Phillips just in front of us. Referee's rationale for calling the foul was that they were saying Phillips landed on the player, Tyson, instead of the ball. Hard to kind of tell from our angle. The ref would probably have a little bit better of an angle, but you can make the judgment at home.
Some of those things as well, if he wasn't going to call a foul, like, you can't even barely stop your body from doing that.
Dead silence here in the Drubner Center for that free throw.
Awkward.
I'm sure the players probably just heard you commentating, Leah.
That's fine.
Nails the second. 19 for 22 from the line today, post. Season best so far. And it's going to be everything from the free throw line down the stretch here if AIC commits any fouls. Phillips over to Reeves. Reeves, who has been trying to get everything going for the team here in the fourth. Feeds it to Phillips, and that's just a momentum killer if you're post. That's on Carmen. That's her fourth. Big fourth foul, and going to the line now for one is Phillips because of the made shot. And good on the free throw, makes it a 5-point game. Porter to Carmen, 3.5 to go. Lancidol with it up top. Feeds it to Tyson, down low to Green. Green inside to Carmen, stripped away, but Green gets it back. And she had a wide open Carmen, but she's going to take it herself. Hutchison wanted a 3-second call, then a steal. Lancidol with her own rebound, and it's going to be a foul called on Reeves. The Eagles going to the line for 2 in a 7-point game. And they did all this without Alyssa Rosigno on the floor, and I'm sorry, I didn't even just realize that until she came back out. 4 scorers in double digits now for the Eagles.
You would have asked me before this game if I thought this is how it was going to turn out. I would have told you absolutely not.
No, the feeling overall in general, just in talking to people, was that this wasn't going to be not only in favor of post as heavily as it has been, but as close of a game as it has been.
It's been a great game.
And we've been treated to a beauty here in the home opener. Nearly another offensive rebound for post. Now that was a little bit of a bump up by Lancidol, but going to get away with it. Reeves with it, 8-point game. 3 ball there by Gurley, and that's a big one that they needed. It makes it a 5-point game. 3 minutes to go after Lancidol seemed to give momentum back in the Eagles' favor. She went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Eagles now 20 of 24 from there. Everything is going to be from the free throw line from here, though, if AIC commits any sort of foul, even if it's outside of a shot opportunity for post.
I was just going to say that, Mike. There's still plenty of time left for things to go either way here, but those fouls are really going to come back to eat at AIC here.
I don't know how Porter managed to feed that through 2 defenders who were right next to Rossignol, but she did, and Rossignol hits the baseline jumper to take a team lead in the points, 18-16. As Leah, we've hit it. We've hit the 6-7 point marks. 67 points for Eagles.
Everybody can say thank you to Ryan for that.
2.5 to go as that jumper's hit for AIC. Fitting time to call the timeout, too. Yeah, Ryan just did the motion. I didn't realize it.
All the kids in the crowd are doing it. There we go.
And, part of me was kind of hoping it would end with the score being 67 for us, but we'll take what we can get. It would make for a better Instagram post.
It could go to overtime, 67-67.
This is true, too. We don't want that, though.
We don't want that.
No.
We want good basketball, though. That'd be great basketball.
Which we've seen some great basketball today, and hopefully we'll see great basketball after this. About an hour and a half from now, post men's basketball will take the floor against Southern New Hampshire University. in a East Region matchup. That's a rematch, actually, of the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago when Post made it back during the 23-24 season. And stick with us if this result holds. We'll have a couple of post-game interviews. I mean, really, right now, we have the players we'd probably want to bring on. The problem is with it being such a close game, that can change in a moment's notice if someone does something down the stretch that's amazing. As it's going to be Post ball with 2:23 remaining in the game, in the regulation. Rosignol to inbound. Gets it to Lancidal. Back over to Rosignol. They're across the half-court line here with 2:20 and counting to go. 30-second shot clock in women's basketball. Carmen's now got it. Only a few possessions separate the Eagles between a win, their first win of the season, but so do a couple possessions the other way, as that's a bad turnover there. Phillips gets it. And now Reeves, mid-range, got it. Three-point game, under 2 to go.
A lot of confidence behind that shot. Another thing I want to point out, Carmen right now with 4 fouls. She knows she's got to be careful down there in the paint on the defense.
Porter, spin move. I mean,
Porter doing everything today.
Yeah, Porter doing everything there, and it's an unfortunate spot that she kind of did the little bit of extra to go there, which I think resulted in her kind of taking the contact, because everything is free throws right now for Post, as Gurley's going to pick up the foul. Porter's going to go to the line for 2. Tyson's checking back in for Carmen, both of which have 4 fouls, so got to think that's going to be the rotation the rest of the way. Porter's going to go to the line for her 9th and 10th free throws as she's holding that shooting wrist, actually. 3-point game, big chance here to make it a 2-possession game if you're the Eagles. Good on the first, 9 for 9.
Seems like that shooting wrist is holding up pretty well still.
Every Eagle with a free throw made so far, except Emma Carmen, who has not seen the line at all today. Good on the second, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Wow. 18 points for Porter and Rosignol, combining to lead the way for the 7-man squad. Reeves up top, minute and a half to go. Bennett now. It's been quiet this half. Martinez, who had a big third, who's also been quiet here in the fourth. Boyle, who's had an all-around quiet game on the floor as well. Really, outside of Bennett and Martinez, it's been a very quiet game for everybody. Boyle finally gets a big 2. 9 points for her, 4 for 15, 4 for 16 shooting now. And they're trying to trap Lancidal in the backcourt. 1:18 to go here in regulation. It's just a 3-point game. Lancidal gets out of trouble. She's trying to get it up to Porter or somebody up top who's the primary carrier of the ball in these situations. Rosignol's got it back over to Porter. 1 minute remaining here in regulation, 69-67. Post looking for their first win of the season and to knock off the 5-0 Yellow Jackets. Tyson with it. Covered by Reeves. Back out to Rosignol for 3 at the buzzer. Can't hit. Rebound the other way by Bennett. 48 seconds to go. No timeout called by AIC. They're going to slow things down here. Reeves out to Martinez. Martinez, can I take a breath at some point? Not yet. Not till we hit the end of regulation. Reeves out for 3 to Boyle. No good. She's 1 for 11. But the rebound by Bennett, no go. And then Bennett's second chance opportunity doesn't go. 28.4 seconds left. Bennett to the line for 2. And the Eagles still leading by 3.
I like that shot by Boyle on the wing there, staying confident, taking that 3. She is probably still who I would want to take that shot here, coming down at the end of the game.
Free throws will give me a bit of a breather as well. Bennett is 1 rebound away from a double-double. She's got 18 points, and she's 2 for 4 from the free throw line. AIC is struggling 8 for 14 so far from the line today, but that's a big make there. 28 seconds left, so shot clock is off.
No pressure here for Bennett.
Drains the second, and they're going to call a timeout. So with 28.4 seconds left, ball will advance to midcourt. 30-second timeout. Leah, off this inbound, what does Post have to do to get some space, or what do they have to do to kind of get this clock run down as much as possible and take home this victory?
Play their own game, maybe get inside, get down in the paint, just get a bucket. Get a bucket, create as much of a gap as you can between your own score and AIC's. Obviously, that is how you win games. But the sooner they can do that, actually, I'm going to leave this up to you. What would you do if you're Coach Burns right now? Do you run the clock down and keep your lead?
I think you make them go to the free throw, make you go to the free throw line,
Draw
honestly.
foul.
You don't want to take a shot too early because if you look at a 1-point game, if you're trying to take that shot inside, it's still a one-possession game. Then you could play the game of, well, do we foul from them before they take a shot so they go to the line and only get 2 shots? But you don't want to play the foul game with how short your bench is. Although Walker has 0 fouls, so you could ideally put her in and just keep fouling people. I try and get this ball inbounded to Porter and force them to foul Porter because they're not going to want to foul Porter with 10 free throws made on 10 attempts. They're going to try and get that ball away from Porter. If anything, they might try and double team her on the inbounds.
Assuming they stall a bit here first, obviously.
Correct.
Run the clock down a little bit at least, try to get a bucket.
And Post can throw it in the backcourt. I don't think they want to, though. So I think the play right here is you're going to see Porter cut up from the bottom and come towards the ball. There it is. There's the cut. But they can't get it to her, and she's hit in the face. And they're going to call a foul on in another area. I couldn't see who drew it, but it's called on Gurley. Reeves has 4 fouls, by the way, too, so she's 1 away from fouling out.
Looks like it'll be Rosignol going to the line.
Yeah, Rosignol to the line for 2. She's 2 for 2 on the day. Tied for the team lead in points with 18. Still a one-possession game, no matter what she does.
I mean, hey, if they weren't going to send Porter to the line, if they didn't want to send Porter to the line, I probably wouldn't want to send Rosignol either.
No, neither of those are ones you really want to. I mean, of course, you have to get the ball, force them to get the ball to somebody who's shooting poorly from the free throw line, which no one is today. Big couple of makes, forces the timeout from Hutchison. As we look here, if you look across the free throw percentages, Lansdale coming into the day had not taken a free throw. She's taken 2 today. She's 1 for 2. Mackenzie Ford's not playing, but she was shooting 50%. Claire Green's a 62% free throw shooter. Carmen was 1,000 coming into the day and will remain 1,000 unless she gets to the line. Tyson at 70%. Date Cox actually was the weakest link here for players with the most at 33.3. Porter at 57.1 coming into the day, and Rosignol at 60%. So yeah, like you said, you really want to avoid fouling those two as they're your biggest free throw takers.
We got Peyton Grant checking in here too for AIC, like we mentioned earlier a few times. She is one of their best 3-point shooters. Hasn't been too great from beyond the arc today, though.
Yeah, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc, 1 for 8 overall, 4 rebounds. AIC has out-rebounded Post 46-33. And a lot of that has been on the offensive glass. As I look at offensive rebounds, 23-5 is just an absurd amount of chances that AIC has had. And they only have 7 second chance points so far. I mean, really, if you're Courtney Burns and you come away with this win, you're excited because you get your first win. But, man, do you have a lot of work to do in terms of your rebounding game when you look at a number like that. Because that's not going to happen night in and night out. Big possession here for AIC. Does Post potentially foul as the clock gets down lower and avoid an outside shooter from getting an opportunity? Reeves double team. Bennett inside. Bennett layup. No good. Rebounded by Boyle. Gets it out for 3. Martinez. Yes!
Oh my God.
With 12.5 to go. Tia Marie Martinez with the clutch 3. Her first in a while.
I have chills right now.
5
this is
for
great
10.
basketball.
5 for 10 overall, 4 for 9 from three-point range, 14 points, the second most on the team. And it's a second chance opportunities. Boyle with an offensive rebound off Bennett's missed. And just like that now, Post is going to have a chance to win this with 12.5 to go. Leah, what do the Eagles do now on this inbounds?
Slow things down. I don't know. You need a bucket as quick as you can possibly get it. I say just get in the paint, stay aggressive. I probably wouldn't risk taking a 3 there from beyond the arc, as you mentioned. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. They've been okay today. Not great.
Post 33.3 from the 3. In my opinion, what you do with 12 seconds left is you take that shot with about 3 seconds left so you have a chance at an offensive rebound, but not enough time to allow AIC, because I don't know if they have any timeouts left. That would be good to know, but I don't have that anywhere. That way they can't get a timeout and advance the ball to half court and have a last-second shot. You take that shot with about 2-3 seconds left, an offensive rebound gives you one more opportunity at the buzzer to win this. Post looking for their first win of the season, tied at 71 all with 12.5 to go. it'll be Green to inbound. Rosigno, Porter, Lansdale, and Carmen, the other 4 on the floor. Porter, who's been hot from the free throw line, with it at the top of the key. Porter wasting down clock. 6 seconds left. Are they going to try and isolate someone down low? Rosigno to Porter, and it's a turnover. Bennett at the buzzer. Wide, and we're headed to overtime. 71-71 on the turnover that was forced on Porter. The Eagles will look to make some magic here in the overtime frame. 5 minutes on the clock. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. If you're just joining us, you have seen a thriller, or you haven't seen a thriller. You're missing a thriller. It's 71 all here in the fourth. There's been so much action. I had to go quickly run to the bathroom and come back to get back here in time. An all-new ball game, though. 71-71 all on the clutch 3 by Tia Marie Martinez with 12.5 seconds to go, and then a strip on Cameron Porter led to Kavana Bennett's three-point from half court that went way over the backboard. And now here we go. We'll jump it at center court. 71-71 all. 5 minutes on the clock. Buckle up, folks. This has been a good one, and it promises to have more action here in the final 5. Or who knows if it's only going to be 5 minutes at this point, Leah. Boyle for 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded down low by Reeves. No good. Watch for Reeves and Gurley. 4 fouls each, as well as Carmen and Tyson so far. I mean, here we're getting into the nitty-gritty of it now.
I want to emphasize what you said earlier about this being a completely different game now. This is 5 minutes of a fresh clock, 5 minutes fresh for both teams. I just heard Coach Hutchison for AIC telling her players, that she didn't want to give Post any easy buckets. So they're really going to have to work for their points now here down the stretch on an entirely new clock.
Nothing easy about playing against this AIC defense in the second half. And
doing exactly what Hutchinson advised them to.
Yeah, Rosigno with just a short jumper. That's going to go down as a shot clock violation with 4:12 to go. And now back the other way, the Yellow Jackets will have a chance to take their first lead since 4:11 in the third quarter. It was 44-42 at that time. Reeves has to be careful not to even draw an offensive foul. She's been hot-headed going to the hoop, and she's got to kind of avoid doing that here. Boyle for 3 in the corner. Still can't get that shot going. She is now 1 for 12 from 3 today. Rosigno falls on the ground, getting it to Porter. Porter across half court, and it's stripped. Gurley the other way. In transition to Boyle. Lancettle's going to get called for the foul and 1. And that's a big shot from Boyle, who is struggling now with 11 points.
That's just a bad foul if you're the Eagles as well. Last thing you need from AIC is for them to get more points on the board.
Yeah, it looked like Lansdale was about to get a hand in there for the block and then just couldn't at the last minute. And shot goes down, and now it's a chance to make it a three-point game. We mentioned not a lot of three-point shooting from the Eagles today. Makes it feel more like a two-possession game, even though it is only one possession game. But they've had their moments from long range. It's just the turnovers are killing the Eagles after having just 8 in the first half, 21 overall. So you can do the math on that. Porter, floater, looked like it. I think someone got a hand on it. I couldn't really see. Now Martinez up at the top of the key. AIC going to slow things down just a little bit. They have their largest lead of the game at 3 and looking to add to it. Post, on the other hand, trying to get back into it, and bank shot 3 there by Reeves, her 3rd of the game, and it's a 6-point AIC lead with 3:05 to go in the overtime frame. Rosignol right back to it. See what she can do on this defense, and they're going to call a foul. Remember, now both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way because the fouls do not reset in overtime. That's going to be called on Bennett. That's her 4th. So that's a big 4th foul if you're Bennett. 3 players for AIC now with 4 fouls. 2 of them are on the floor right now. Another big make from the free throw line for the Eagles, who are now 25 for 29, I believe. This takes a minute to update, so I try and do the math before it shows. Good on the second, and those are 2 big free throws if you're the Eagles to make it a 4-point game. Reeves and Bennett out there playing with 4. Gurley on the bench has 4 as well. Martinez leading the offense up top. She's kind of taken over this game. Boyle in the corner for 3, no good. Short again. Rosignol, big rebound, an opportunity for the Eagles here to pull back in within 2 or 1. Feed down low to Carmen, and they're going to call a charge, and that's going to be it for Emma Carmen. She fouls out, I believe.
She should have.
Yeah, now they're saying she fouled out, and they're bringing in Tiara Tyson, who
also has 4.
is 1 away from fouling out also. But there really isn't too many people they can go to right now. It's either that or Jaslyn Walker is the only other player left on the Eagles bench.
They are going to need some size on the interior there, as we've seen AIC so aggressive down below, especially at this point in the game now.
Yeah, borderline call there too, just outside of the cylinder, the restricted area. And now the Eagles need to get a big defensive stop here after it almost looked like Carmen had the shot to make it a 2-point game. Bennett, it's nearly stripped away. Gurley
defense,
missed the shot. Excuse me, not Gurley. Munka missed the shot. And they're going to give the ball to Post.
That was great discipline there by Tyson. Straight up on the defense when she did not have to. I mean, she kind of did have to do that, but very easy not to do that in this game.
2 minutes to go. This is a huge possession if you're Post. Lancero with it. And Rosignol is being pushed around, and they're going to call a foul on AIC. That's going to be on Munka. That's 4 fouls on Munka now. So they got 3 players out there on the floor right now with 4. This game could really change right now, even though AIC is up by 4. Not only if Rosignol hits these, but an offensive foul, another defensive foul, a loose ball, like anything can really change momentum for either team right now. 5-point game, excuse me, 3-point game. Looking at Emma Carmen's fouls on my screen.
Math is hard.
And now it's a 2-point game with 1:58 remaining. Post has responded with a little run of their own. 77-75, Reeves met at half court by Porter and Lancedale. A double team going here, Boyle on the right side. Martinez here on the left, down low to Munka. Munka feeds back up top to Reeves. Reeves looks at the shot clock, 13 seconds and counting. Reeves over to Boyle, Boyle back to Reeves. Reeves, floater, no good. Rebounded by Rosignol, that's gonna be a loose ball foul. Reeves is fouled out of the game.
That's huge. That's a huge momentum shift if you're the Eagles.
And Alyssa Rosignol is going to have a chance to tie the game up. Chelsea Reeves is now out after scoring 12 points, going 4 for 12 from the floor with a 3 for 6 shooting day from three-point land.
She's done a bit of everything for the Yellow Jackets as well today.
Now, keep in mind, too, Rosignol with a chance to tie here. And hits the second. Looks like Reeves is checking back in, so they must have the... There's a little bit of confusion. On my screen here, I see Reeves is listed with 5 fouls. Clearly something was off about who was awarded a foul previously, and she should have 4. So that's got to get figured out. But so Reeves is still eligible to play. They've got to figure out where that other foul is distributed to, especially with multiple girls in foul trouble for AIC right now. That could affect if it's Martinez who's supposed to be called for a foul or what. That's got to be checked with the book as soon as possible. Game tied there with a minute left. Martinez up top, who had a big shot at the end of regulation, feeds Bennett down low. She's fouled on the shot. I think Green is going to draw it, so that's going to be only her second. Yes, that's Green's second. Bennett will go to the line for 2. Reeves is checking back in, so she did only have 4, which begs the question then where this 5th foul is coming from. Bennett to the line for 2 will have a chance to give AIC the lead back. So that ends a 5-0 run for Post. And she nails the second. Lancedale on the inbound. 2-point game after a couple of subs just came in for AIC. Porter with it up top. Rosingno, who's been on fire in this overtime frame, does it again. 28 for Alyssa Rosingno, 9 from the field. She's also 10 for 10 from the free throw line. We're tied at 79, under a minute to go. And AIC wasting no time coming back down. Reeves over to Gurley. Gurley tries to feed inside. It's stripped away. No, Rosingno can't hold on. It stays with AIC. Phillips wide open at the baseline. They can't find her. Reeves has it up top. 30 seconds left. 10 on the shot clock. Timeout. Kristen Hutchison and AIC with 32.0 seconds left. 9 seconds on the shot clock. We'll take a quick break here and bring it back here in a moment. So we're still trying to figure out the whole situation with the Reeves fouls. Everybody except the live stats has 4 for her. So it's clearly a stat issue that will get fixed by the end of the game. It's just we don't know if somebody else now has potentially 4 and might foul out on a moment's notice. 9 seconds on the shot clock. They whittled it down 1 more for AIC. Reeves stripped away. Rosingno the other way. Shot clock off. Eagles will have a chance to hold for last shot. 20 seconds left in overtime. 79 all. Lancedale over to Porter. 17 and counting. I don't know if Burns has a timeout to burn here, but she might want to if they need to. Down here. 10 seconds left. Porter with it up top. She's weighting it down. 6, 5. Rosingno inside. Jumper. No good. Rebounded by Rosingno at the buzzer. She's got it. Alyssa Rosingno, say goodnight to the Yellow Jackets. She hits the buzzer beater, and the Eagles go home victorious, knocking off undefeated AIC 81-79 in their 2025-26 home opener here in the Drubner Center. Alyssa Rosingno, 30 points on 10 for 17 shooting, none bigger than that one at the buzzer, and the Eagles win it here at home. Leah, break down what we just saw there if you can.
Tenacity. That was great by Alyssa Rosingno. That is the type of experience that this Post Eagles team needs to rely on. I think that's exactly where experience comes into play there. You don't want anybody else besides Rosingno taking that final shot there. And as you said, no shot that she took today mattered more than that one right there. Wow, that encapsulated this entire game. I have nothing to say besides wow.
She missed it short first, got her own rebound. I don't know how she got around a couple of AIC defenders to get that one off. I mean, no doubt, we're going to have her as the player of the game coming in to talk to us in a moment. We'll get the camera down from up top and talk to her soon. But we'll take a quick break here to kind of catch our breath from that last 50 seconds. We'll talk to Alyssa, and then we'll kind of go from there and kind of recap what we just saw before we get ready for the men's game in about an hour from now. Yeah.
This?
Yep. Post wins in overtime against undefeated AIC, 81-79, and Mike Vescia joined alongside Alyssa Rosino. Alyssa, 30 points, 10 of 17 shooting, 10 of 10 from the free throw line. What happened on that final play, though? We got to talk about that buzzer beater right there. What did you see? What happened?
We're down players. I was like, I'm not going to another OT. I think we knew we were going to win that game. We came together. There was no point where I thought it was out of reach. I'm so thankful for my team. We're low players. We had 7. Not many teams would keep going with that. And I don't know. I just love them, and I'm grateful for them. And I thought that, like, I felt so much support that I was like, I'm not going out with a loss.
And you mentioned 7 players, and you only played with 6 in the overtime because Emma Carmen fouls out.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you guys play together and play for a full 45 minutes together with only 7 people constantly having to rotate in and out?
We talk about turning the corner a lot. Last year we started off rocky, and then we finished the season with winning 7 in a row until that loss away. But I think it's about family. Like, truly, I love them like family. We fight like family. Even with Emma on the bench, her presence is always there. She's talking, she's hyping me up, anyone up. So I think that, like, today it was about us, like, losing some players. Like, it was always about us, and I never thought we lost sight of that.
And then I'm looking at your stats right here too. You had 12 points in the second half. So do the math on that. You had a big second half with 18. What led to that momentum in the second half, especially as AIC started to shoot better from the floor? But what kind of helps you kind of find your rhythm in that game? We saw you come out of the halftime locker room, and you don't have your shoe on right now.
I know, I have a bad ankle.
Yeah, you're limping around, but then you going out there and you would have thought nothing happened.
Yeah, you know, like, you do it for the people next to you. You have to stop thinking about yourself. And I thought today that's what we did. I have started off with a rocky couple games, but I knew, like, what I'm capable and what I can bring to this team and how I can help them. And like, all in my mind today was, like, the people next to me. I'm like, I don't want to watch them have to fight for another however many minutes. Like, I just felt today like everyone brought it, and I felt like we all felt so supported, and like we were like, let's do this for each other.
And finally, first win of the season. All 3 of your losses were by double digits, and now you come out with this performance.
Yeah.
How do you build on this with momentum going into the conference slate coming up on the road against Bridgeport this week and going on the rest of the season?
I think we just have to not lose sight of, like, the end goal. I think we can't make excuses either. Like, everyone in the country's tired. We always say that. Everyone in the country is hurting. Everyone in the country's sore. So we can't feel bad for ourselves. We just have to continue to work. We have to do what we can with what we have. But I thought this past week has been a great week of practice. People are bought in, locked in, a lot of team, like, time, especially during break. Everyone's gone. We just hang out with each other. So I'm really excited for the next couple games.
Alyssa Rosignol, the junior, with 30 points, 10 for 10 from the free throw line in the buzzer beater. Post University gets their first win of the season, 81-79 on her buzzer beater against the undefeated AIC. Yellow Jackets no more undefeated. Drumner Center, we're signing off. Mike Vesci and Alyssa Rosignol. We'll have men's basketball coming up in about an hour from now here on the CACC Network and YouTube.
Oh.